Hello, my beautiful soul tribe. I just wanted to come on here real quick to give y'all a quick update. I have definitely not forgotten about y'all at all. It's actually quite the opposite. Um, we just fell in some hard times. We had a bad car accident. Um, and it's just kind of, I don't like to get into too much of my stuff on here because really it is about y'all. But I just want you guys to know that, it took a harder hit than I expected it to at first. You're in shock for a while. But not a day's gone by that I haven't or can't even talk. Not a day's gone by that I haven't been thinking about y'all. Um, and I even went to my local, what do they call those stores? I think they're so different in every state. But basically got some new crystals to do some healing work and stuff like that, because along with the stuff, and it's interesting because there's a deck out of the many decks that I have. And I know in one of the pictures, the tower picture, there's like more than one tower. It's like 5. And that's totally what I felt like I was going through. Like, oh, it's not just one tower falling. It's like all 7 of my tires. I'm telling y'all, I'm exhausted. I'm a single mom, so trying to juggle all this just rocks my brain. But what I do for y'all is amazing. And the other thing too is as unfortunate as the events have been, as they've been coming, Spirit really has been with me and giving me a lot of downloads. I almost got on the other day to do one of the biggest downloads that they've given me in a while. And I knew, I'm sorry, there's this like horrific pressure behind my eye right now. I'm a hot mess. And that's another thing that I will touch on though, is I kept avoiding, like even the days that I'd feel somewhat okay, I kept avoiding coming on here and doing the job that I agreed to do with the divine, because I felt like, I didn't feel well enough to put makeup on and look the right way. And then it's like, I felt like that was just so fake. That was almost like, um, the celebrity industry. We sit here and talk about authenticity all the time, and people think that, spiritual advisors or what have you, y'all know how I get about on titles because I feel like they put limitations on people. But a lot of times I think people think that people with spiritual gifts and readers and stuff like that, I mean, I know I used to think this way, even though I've had abilities my whole life since childhood, but I just didn't understand it. But I used to think, oh, they can do all these things. They can control everything that happens in their life. They've got to have a perfect life. And I really felt Spirit saying that was another big message / lesson for me to bring forth to the table for y'all, into understanding that we're all just human and we're all just trying to make it the best we can. Just because, we have been blessed, or sometimes we want to scream and get mad and say it's a curse. and then apologize. um, we're still in the flesh, and we're still dealing with the same struggles, trials, tribulations as all y'all are. The only difference is that we've been blessed to be awoken and chosen to be a vessel for the divine to channel energy through. And sometimes that's hard because sometimes they want you to share information with humanity to help better humanity, and they can be some pretty tough subjects. Like, I won't lie, I had a whole outline, pages, notes I was trying to write so quick, because when they give you downloads, it's just so fast. It's like you don't want to forget anything. And, like I had one today, and I just literally hit voice memo and just started talking. So I would remember not to forget to share it with y'all later. But one of the hardest ones for me, and I couldn't understand why it was hard until later, and meditating and going within and realizing why I struggled so much. Because I had everything ready to go to come on here and talk with y'all about it, and then it's like I seriously just got writer's block. To me is what it felt like, but it was like spiritual advisor block. Like, and to be, in real talk, like, it was about the twin flame journey. The twin flame, the divine masculine, and, they've been getting on my ass about all the download I got from that for a while. And I just kept telling them, just give me a little bit more time. Just give me a little bit more time because it's a sensitive subject. I have mixed feelings. And at the same time, I so badly want people to believe in love that I feel like sharing this stuff is gonna crush some people's hearts because it's been so romanticized, and it's truly not. And so many of you are being misled, and it's not your fault. When I typed in the twin flame journey on YouTube, I was shocked that I could not find a single informative video on the actual twin flame journey, the divine masculine, divine feminine, karmic relationships. It was all just readings about it. And people talking about finding their twin flame like it was a fairy tale. And I'm sorry, but that's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie. Hi, does that say champagne? Yeah. Sorry. Another part of one of my catastrophes is my computer broke, so, or one of them that I used, so I had to pull out an old school one from when I was going to school. The camera doesn't even work well on it, so I'm actually using my cell phone, but, yeah, so, which actually I could probably pull up I wonder what I could put. Yeah, And I'm almost inclined now that I started talking about it and I feel kind of more safe and comfortable going into it. But I'm such a person who um, wants people to believe in love. Love is so important in any shape or form. But I want them to understand. Oh, wait. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. I want them to understand the the settings are so different. There we go. Now I can see. Okay. Um, so first I was going to talk about the downloads. This is what my plan was, anyways. The downloads that I got from my guides as far as the twin flame journey. Because I know that there's a lot of people that. I mean, I'm a spiritual advisor, and I didn't even really get into those terms until it's almost like it became a fad. And that's why I say it's like it got glamorized. But it took me a long time to accept my own twin flame journey, and it was horrific. Um, and so I had a problem talking to my guides because on one stance, I want people to believe in love, but I want them to believe in love the right way. Yep, that is so true. And um, then at the same time, I don't want to have to be the one to tell them, you know, real talk on what it is. But, and so literally, like, I shut down and I started the recording and I ended up not finishing it. One, because it was a trigger for me, but two, I think that's why they were so adamant about me sharing it, because they know, well, I was a hopeless romantic at heart. And honestly, when I met the person, I didn't even know what a twin flame was. I heard of soulmates, but that can be various people, I just loved. I just loved who I loved. It didn't matter the color, the gender, whatever. I just loved who I loved. And so, but then when I found out about this whole twin flame journey thing and the experience that I had, and I don't mind sharing stories on here. I know some, like I said, it's hard to do titles, but just know when you watch my channel, the title I'll mostly use is spiritual advisor, because I feel like you can kind of, that, or possibly light worker, I don't know, but spiritual advisor seems like it could cover all of it. Even though I do feel, anyways, that doesn't matter. So yeah, it's let me pull up. You've kind of inspired me to talk about it. I was actually going to apologize for my absence and then apologize to the signs that I didn't get to finish because the car accident happened. And then, Spirit took advantage of that time that I was trying to rest, but not really, because I was having to get 1,000 things done without a car. To give me important information, insight for myself, important downloads, what they wanted me to continue to do. as far as my channel goes and stuff like that. But you know what? Since we're here and you're here and maybe some other people will join us, even though I didn't title it Twin Flame, I could change it later though. I'm gonna pull up my notes. Where is my notes that I wrote? If I'll get through it, because my older son is screaming at the game Fortnite. Apparently that's like an age difference between me and my twin flame. Is that what you're asking? By like, I think less than a year, not much, which was odd because usually like I was in long-term relationships and it was interesting because there was always about like a 7-year gap. But I will say that it's interesting that.
So I guess the guy's never coming?
Probably not today, baby. Probably tomorrow. Because I'm doing a video, sweetheart. Can you shut the door for me, though?
Yeah, when's tomorrow, though?
I don't know. We'll see. And can you give your brother his bottle since you're screaming? Fortnite. So, I don't know, baby. Yeah, and so it's interesting that before I would even know their sign, they were all Virgos. I found that really interesting. Hey, Lainey, how are you doing? Ooh! Come to join the chat. Well, I think I'm gonna jump into it.
Hey, Lady Gaga.
But stop. Can you give your brother his bottle? Help him out. Help Mama out here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go into it. Originally, what I had planned was to go over the information that the Divine had given me as far as twin flames go and the twin flame journey and the cold heart truth. Okay, this whole romanticizing it is a crock of shit. Okay, I'm not saying that it doesn't serve a good purpose, but it's not like I was mentioning before, probably some people are in the room, how, you know, just out of curiosity, okay, girl, you got it. I'll get into it. I feel I can do it now. The first time, you know, and I don't get stage fright. I don't. And I don't get scared of hardly anything because I've either been through it, seen it, you know, you'd be surprised. So nothing really phases me. But I was shocked that day how it literally, I had everything ready, and then when I sat down to record, I just froze because it took me back to when it all began. And it does begin like a fairy tale. It does. So yeah, my plan was to go over the information, and then I was going to do a part 2 with the tarot and the oracle cards on each person, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the karmic. Another important thing I learned that's really important as far as like our exes are concerned, our karmic relationships, is you can't be mad at them. Yeah. Yeah. They have a very possessive type of magnetic, cunning energy to them. Um, it almost felt like I don't know if possessed is the right word, but it's almost like, because even when I first saw him, like, and that's the thing that I was saying is, like, you go on YouTube and you try to type it in to learn about it, and all you see is just all these tarot readings on the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the reunion, the runner, the chaser. Good for you, girl, because seriously, all that shit does is drive you insane. And I am not trying to be a negative Nancy. I am a true believer in unconditional love. But I believe that love comes in so many ways that we get lost in the translation of it. Now, there is a point to the journey, but honestly, I don't know everything, but I really feel that we could go without the journey just fine. I mean, because some people don't even meet their twin flame. I mean, originally it was said that twin flames, yes, they were one soul that were divided in two, and actually one of them stayed on the other side while one came to Earth, and one looked over them, kind of like a guide. And then with this huge energy shift that we've had, as far as people spiritually awakening and whatnot, yeah, yeah, that'll happen for a couple different reasons. I think it just depends on how, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, intuitive they are to you. I mean, it's interesting to me because I have a lot of knowledge and resources as far as guarding, shielding, protecting my home, my kids, etc. And I can still feel, which I don't know why he'd do this, because there's no point, but yeah, like I have this excruciating, I know it's on a migraine, but this girl, a client of mine, I was explaining the twin flame thing to her and sharing part of my story, and ever since I shared that story, I have this like excruciating pain behind my eye, like somebody stabbed me in the eye with a knife. And I swear, like, oh, it's crazy, because I even remember when he was physically around, I would get physically ill and stuff would break, like my spiritual stuff. And yeah, I mean, I could tell the story of my twin flame journey. Oh, with my twin flame, it took a long time for me to admit that he was my twin flame, but I've had a lot of confirmations, and with really seeing what the twin flame truly is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was. And when I found out I was pregnant, I told him to hit the road. It was that powerful, that intense. And like I said, I'm not trying to down talk love. I believe in love with all my heart. And to the people that don't believe in love, or they're just too heartbroken, because I was at that stage too with my divorce, which wasn't my twin flame. I always debated back and forth, well, which one was my twin flame? Well, I realized he was just a soulmate. Or karmic. He could have been karmic. But and that's why I say, people get so negative about their exes. Even I do. I'm not perfect. But the thing is it's important to remember what in the world is trying to play. Oh, some nice healing music for us. But I was trying to find my notes. Where are my notes? I don't want YouTube apps. Thank you. Where's my... Was it world? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to pull up my notes so I can have a little cue. Let's see. Yeah, right. They have a way of doing that. But honestly, karmics, we have to thank them in a sense, because they're saving us from, or I should say, they're teaching us how to love ourselves. Because what it comes down to is the divine is not going to give you the love that you're searching for until they see that you give that love to yourself. Because the longest relationship you're going to have in this life is the one with you. So, yes, I agree, Eleni. I could too. Although one of them, I wouldn't have my wonderful son over there. So, in hindsight's always 2020, and we do like to always remember the negative versus the positive. We have to remember these karmics walk into our life and show us certain things or teach us certain lessons. There you go. Love for the karmics. And you gotta remember, even if you're a divine feminine now, you were karmic once too to somebody else. Oh no, trust me. I feel you on that. Like with the whole twin flame thing, I was a little upset with my guides for a good minute. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you are now, of course. Of course. I'm talking about, back in the day.
Yeah.
We're always growing, we're always learning, And the second we think that we're not, that's when you're fucked. Because there's just things that people still have yet to see when it comes to... I could have sworn I had water. Hold on, y'all. Ugh. Why didn't you even check on your brother to get him a baba?
What do you mean?
Oh,
What do you mean, brother? What do you
He was
mean?
crying because you were screaming so loud on Fortnite, and it scares him.
Oh my
Okay. I want to, sorry, I had to get some water. I'm gonna have to take some Tylenol. I feel like I have a migraine going on. And I really wanted to, like I said, originally I came on here to apologize for how long Yeah, they are. Boys will be boys, you know? But that's why it's important. I don't even know what kind of headache that is behind one eye. Well, that's not necessarily true though. If you didn't need to relearn them, you wouldn't have. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And I get stubborn like that too. Because I felt like with my experience, good for you. Good for you. Here, I'm gonna pull up my my notes and I'm gonna share with y'all. We'll see how far we can get. Because I definitely did. Yeah, they're X's for a reason. Oh, there's the little one. I had so much time out here to do a video, and then, of course, Fortnite's taking over the world these days if y'all have kids. The older one had to start screaming and wake up the baby. You don't care. Bud, can you just go get him his bottle for me? I'm trying to, Oh yeah, what sign are you? Leo, okay. Have you checked your Venus sign? Okay, so I got that going, and then am I on Chrome? Have you checked your Venus sign? Oh yeah, don't you love that the same birthday as your ex? That's what I was saying was so weird about the Virgos. Like, I would date a guy, I wouldn't even know his birthday, and every time I asked his sign, he was a damn Virgo. And it's weird because I'm not particularly compatible with Virgo, but Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So, but I always encourage people, and I do offer it too for my readings. And I think what I'm going to do for all the signs that I didn't get to complete for March's monthly readings because of the car accident and everything else that happened, I'm probably going to do an offer where if you're any of the signs, which I have the list here somewhere, which you guys, well, I didn't put a title on here, but I was going to do Sagittarius and offer a free reading as my apology to you, even though it was a circumstance out of my hands and whatever, but my job and my mission is, and my passion is important to me, so I want to know y'all are happy. So now let me just get to where my notes are in here. because is this Google? What the world? Because I'll go over actually September. I think it might go into October a little bit. But yeah, they were, and they were my longest relationship, surprisingly. What? Oh my, what is this computer doing? Did I just get, no, I'm still on YouTube. Okay, let me open up. I might have to grab my little one too in a second because, Bud, why can't you lay in there with him? He just doesn't want to be alone. He was sleeping. You can't go in there with him so I can finish up some work? Oh, really? Oh, gosh. Oh, my God, it is frozen. That's unscared. Come on, bud. He was sleeping because he knew you were in there. Now he hears you're not in there and he doesn't want to be in there alone. It scares him. Just like when you were little and you would get scared. Please. You were even being loud and he was still. Thank you. Oh. Bud, please. Well, he's not crying right now, but if he cries. Oh, I guess I have to start a new one.
Oh, I gotta do it.